You've got stuff to
Uh,
talk about the Periphery. Everybody loves to talk about the Periphery. That's what we're here for.
do
Gotta
we?
be a The others are gonna show up at some point. I am sure. I know Armor said he'd be around 7:10. So usually the time where he shows up. Will's with us today. The
Hello.
how are you? You don't sound too good.
I'm not, but I'm just trying to start myself now, so I'm here.
All right. Well, I hope you feel better soon.
Thank you.
I'm here.
There you go.
Is that obvious, huh?
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, everybody's uh, work was weird for me today as well, so we'll just go with that.
Family drama is all I'm gonna say. So
There you go. I've got uh, 18K of Marion's ear for an upcoming game. Um,
we got
this might be funny. Crosscuts,
crosscut.
Busters,
I'm
Power
not familiar.
Man,
I'm not familiar with
Burrowers.
those. Well, then again, they're on they're off to the quote unquote west. We're down in the south, so
Well, it's more they're going to be attacking a city, so the city's
honestly,
getting what they can to fight
you know,
against them.
I was just saying the mechs themselves. I'm not familiar with those models.
The various mods. I think one has a bunch of MRMs, another one's a bunch of rocket launchers. All very safe and all very, they generally have a chainsaw. That's their main weapon. It's not very good.
I can appreciate it for the cool factor, but there's far better weapons you can pick for melee than that.
Well, the thing is, at least on a 30-ton mech, the chainsaw's damage is fixed to 5. So on a 35-ton mech, it does 5 damage. And
Fair
you can
enough.
use it to cut trees.
Woo.
You can turn heavy woods into light woods and light woods into rough. That's awesome.
Sorry.
Fair.
I mean, if you got 2 chainsaws, you can clear an heavy wood in a single turn. So if you've got enough crosscut, you can go through an entire wooded region in one go.
Make your own damn path.
Yeah.
Okay.
A battalion of crosscuts with rotary autocannon 2s and chainsaws to just fire things up.
I think there is a version of the crosscut with the rack 2. Is there? Isn't there?
I've never heard of the crosscut, so show me what it looks like again.
Rocket launcher
It's the
10.
forestry mech.
One with flamers, because that's great to, burn down more stuff.
Oh, that speed.
Oh, yeah. It's an industrial mech. You shouldn't be expecting speed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Unless you're crazy like me and you make a harvester ant with the biggest XXL engine you can and a supercharger and a mask. Why did I do that? Because it sounded funny at the time. As you can see, there are quite a few different versions of the crosscut, including one with a wrecking ball instead of a chainsaw, as an example.
People say there's a lot of variants of the Command Wolf, but then again, it's got the whole hey, if you got a crane, you can pull the turret off and stick what you want in it kind of thing. This is
sis. Hello, sis. How are you doing? Welcome in. I mean, that's an industrial mech, so I would expect that you have quite a few different variants of just, we built an industrial mech that's like the crosscut. We're going to call it a crosscut enough, I guess. But I think there's did they double up? No, not even. Okay. There's one with an AC2. There's one with LB5X. I mean, that's very fancy for what you got. There's one with a snub nose PPC because
now we're talking.
Because you're gonna be paying for that since you have it has a dual. Okay, that's an actual military version. It's a little bit fancier.
Okay. Ooh, 10 damage. Okay.
Yeah, but it's 7 tons. An Hatchet is still better.
Generally. Yeah, fair point.
The thing is, an Hatchet with triple strength myomer, like on the Arbaskin version of the Raider, is generally better than a double saw. But I mean, this one has a fusion engine, so it can use its snub nose PPC.
Okay.
So, this one might be reasonable. I mean, mod mechs, you have, a whole lot of them. And we don't fight with industrial mechs enough, I guess. And that's the kind of stuff you do see in the Periphery. So that does go with what
Fair.
we were talking about a bit.
Use what you got.
It's what you're able to build around some locations.
Yeah, that's one reason I have so many engineering designs in there, is because sometimes we just get shipments of parts, and I gotta make something with what we got. I do want to. They are building those old 3N riflemen over here in the Frank Reach. So I might be proposing my LAC5 conversion.
What did I do for an upgrade kit for the rifleman? It has double heat sinks. It's already better for that. I'm not sure I put LAC5. I think I put LB5Xs instead. I'd have to check because I don't remember what I did for it.
I'd have to kind of transfer it to my computer here or rebuild it. But it's basically a rifleman bumped to a 5.8, but it's got the LAC5s and the large lasers with double sinks.
I'm not 100% sure a faster rifleman is all that.
Well, I don't remember it. I don't remember the details. I'd have to dig it up.
Mm-hmm.
But it was designed to work with some other mechs that we got our hands on. So they're designed to run around as a team. This guy's kind of like that Vindicator refit with the re-engineered large laser instead of the PPC in the arm. It's a similar sort of that. It's like, hey, we got a couple of these that we found, dug up a couple of these. They don't really make anymore, so just gotta do what we got,
Mm-hmm.
I think they're nasty little buggers, though. I mean, 4 or 5 ton with an re-engineered laser and an LRM-10.
It's not bad. It's kind of gross.
The Vindicator is a good mech in its category. So
yeah,
the thing is, it's like the Panther. It was a dedicated bad guy mech.
Yeah,
when they originally wrote the setting, so
yeah,
it had its role and its place in history, and it is quite overall decent, and
yeah. That's when we were doing the Guardian. My main comparison I was using was like, hey, how does this stack up to say Vindicator or Panther?
The problem with the Vindicator, I mean, we're probably going to be doing a Trooper mech stream next week. Someone proposed it, and I do think it's a good idea to go over like what Trooper mechs are available and what makes a good Trooper mech, what makes a bad Trooper mech.
Oh yeah,
bad Trooper mech.
They all look the same now.
Let's do it.
But
I'm down for that.
And there's a variety of. I mean, all Trooper mechs turn into Thunderbolts in the end. But yeah.
Is this going to be like last week when we were talking about the 75 tonners and everything is basically either a 75 ton Warhammer or just a Marauder with a slightly different loadout?
Yeah, well, no, for Troopers there's variety at least that we will be able to talk about. There's a few weird things floating around, and there's mechs that are, I would say, Troopers, but you don't think of them as Troopers at first.
Right.
So there'll
honestly,
be things to talk about.
You say Trooper to me, the first thing that comes to mind is Centurion. Like that's like the definition of a Trooper mech in my mind.
The Thunderbolt.
Well, it's for a medium, I should say. Because when you say Trooper, my mind goes to mediums for some reason. I guess it's because there's
a number of decent Trooper mediums, so that probably explains why.
Probably.
So Armor's here now. So everybody, that I think would show up tonight is here. There might be other, maybe someone else will show up because I did throw out a link to a couple of people, but it really depends on their own schedule. And let's
get in
talk
while
about...
you can, losers. Get in while you can.
So the Periphery, was the Periphery even in the original Battletech books? What do you guys think?
I actually don't know.
It's detailed enough to give you an idea that it existed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, logically, even just logically, it's like, hey, not everything's going to be completely within the borders. Hell, in real life, it isn't that way.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, if you look at the very first edition, of Battletech, let's not go Battle Droid because that's its own thing in a way. It's quite a bit different, I would say. You add the pirate states that were already given stats in the original book. So the Oberon Confederation that we see here on the Periphery book, people knew about them pretty much from the start. They existed as pirates. They were bad guys. And, it gave you some dedicated bad guys that were not from any of the major factions or any of the major mercenary groups.
It's like, hey, here's these guys. They're dicks.
I'm not 100% sure when the actual Periphery
It was
started.
it was basically the first. There was a Periphery. The book you're showing is basically supposed to be the handbook.
Yeah, but when was it really introduced to the setting? That is a good question. I haven't found an answer.
It had to be early enough because the whole fight for Krinsky. The reason he did, he was delayed from taking Terra.
So this book dates from '88. So Battletech.
I was born.
4 years after I was born.
I wasn't even born yet.
There you go. One of the things I had to dig through. I picked up the various Periphery books.
8 or 7.
There you go. Some of us are older.
So they put these pirates directly in the path of the clan invasion.
Originally,
the clans weren't.
That's just how it turned out, huh?
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, the clans didn't exist yet.
But we knew Kerensky was when they gone. So
yeah, 88 was pretty much the year they developed the clan.
That's when
background.
That's probably they were working on it in the background, trying to get things done. I think it's 89 when the clans really showed up.
91.
I remember seeing
TRO 3050. I believe original TRO 3050 is 1991.
I remember seeing some sculpts.
No. When was Blood of Krinsky released? The
Blood
original.
of Kerensky? That's a very good one. Blood of Kerensky.
Trilogy.
89. So that gives us more or less a time frame here. So before the clans were introduced, they were statting things out. And as Armor was saying, all the pirate kingdoms were all in the way of the clan invasion. Isn't that weird? No, not Tortuga, though. Tortuga's in its own weird place.
Yeah, are they kind of off to the side some?
They're near Torian Concordat.
Was also kind of a...
Oh, yeah. They're on the complete other end of the sphere, yeah.
Let's go to 3050.
Perfect.
Well, 3049.
The second clan invasion should come in then.
So, the Marians are statted as a pirate kingdom as well in the first Periphery book, while the Lothian League is statted as a Periphery state. Cercinus, I think, is also statted as a...
I was going to say, isn't it a pirate kingdom? Because it really never...
Bandit Kingdom, Cercinus, Marian Hegemony, Morgraine, Valkyriate, Oberon Confederation, the Pirates of Boot Old. Ha ha!
Butthole.
Santander's World, which had gotten popularity recently, and Tortuga Dominions. So, you add a lot of pirate states.
Hello?
Obviously. Mm-hmm.
Hello.
I can't look at it right now. I'm driving. I will look at it when I get home.
I'm going to mute you for a second. Poke us in the chat when you're back. Interstellar Expedition have sky fog here for some reason. Okay, that's just weird. Tortuga's always been around here for the pirate kingdoms. Then you've got some weird stuff up to there's a planet for the Federated Commonwealth here. Okay, that's just odd. The Yarn folks are in their spot. And where the other major pirate kingdoms are is all up here. Oh, we start seeing some clan clan colors showing up here as well. You know,
Oh
with
no.
with Smoke Jaguar being smoked because I don't understand how bad they were at the start of the invasion.
They're just as bad as they were the entire time they existed.
There we go. I mean, these were pirate states up here before. If we go to 3040, they'd probably air. If we go to 3040, yeah, that we'll see the original pirate kingdoms. Greater Valkyriate, Oberon Confederation, which got pretty big at that time.
Yeah,
Elysium
they were decent size.
I mean, they could almost become a state.
Well, in theory, they were states. It's just they were.
I mean, you need to be recognized by the big boys to be a real state. That's what I was going to say.
I would say they are more like North Korea.
Wow, that's mean.
Well, quite an indictment and an accusation.
Well, what I was going to say is they're recognized as a state, but not really.
The cross-cut mech has got to be the most Canada mech in the game. I would agree, yes, with its giant chainsaw. Is there a mech with... I thought there was a mech with 2 chainsaws, but I don't remember which one.
You might be thinking the Raider.
The Raider has a double saw in the hand. It's
Rock,
not 2 chainsaws.
The Rock something, it looks like a double chainsaw, but it's actually just a really big, long chainsaw.
Mm-hmm.
The Rock something. Speaking of Canadian mechs, I am rapidly reminded that this whole time I have been rallying the Gunpla communities to get Bandai to give us what we want, which is a non-P Bandai high-grade Fighting Century Neo Mexico Mobile Fighter Tequila Gundam. I am reminded that there is a Neo Canada Mobile Fighter. I forget what his name is, but it is basically a Lumberjack Gundam.
I think it's Lumber Gundam because Gundam.
He is so cool. Basically, yeah, if Bandai wants a license to print money and end racism, they could not only give us Tequila Gundam, but also give us some of the other designs like Lumberjack Gundam.
Or the Dutch Gundam, the Windmill Gundam.
You know what? I'll take Dutch Gundam. I'll take Zulu Gundam. I'll take Mummy Gundam. Any of those goofy designs
because
from
they're
G Gundam.
Fun.
They are so fun. They are so cool. And I mean, the sunset behind a Tequila Gundam getting ready to wield a giant guitar case Gatling gun rocket launcher, Antonio Banderas style, would be so cool.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
What is that movie? It was a stupid 90s action. Yes. Okay, yes. And someone has kit bashed a Tequila Gundam with that armament, and I just think it would be really cool if Bandai mainlined it.
True, because I mean the Tequila Gundam is a choice, definitely a choice of mech.
The choice is definitely the one that falls under the category of definitely a choice of mech is Neo whoever country Mermaid Gundam. Mermaid Gundam is just a goofy little goober.
I just love the G Gundam's designs. They're just fun. And of course in the English dub it's called the Spike Gundam because the English dub of G Gundam is boring. There we go.
Oh yeah. And real quick, I do want to point out, I believe that G Gundam, when at the end they completely go off the rails. I mean, the whole show was off the rails anyway, but in the end they just go full send on the craziness. The Gundams climb onto intercontinental ballistic missiles to launch themselves into space for the final climactic battle. And in the background on one of the rockets is a Crossbone Gundam and an F-91 Gundam. And it's the only time Crossbones has ever been in an anime.
That is a sad statement. True, but a sad statement.
Indeed. Okay, enough Gundam. Back to Battletech.
All right.
I was totally lost with that conversation, so...
There you go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Red Jack Ryan, another pirate lord. But I mean, for the Periphery state, I think the big thing is if you're recognized by the other states as Periphery state or a state like that, I think that's what makes you no longer a pirate state. Because you're a pirate state as long as nobody else says you're an actual. If the Lyrans say, yeah, the Greater Valkyria is an actual state, everybody else will be like, well, they're pirates. Yeah, but we recognize them. Which is pretty much what happened with the Mary and the Gemini in the end, because the Merrick's Three Worlds League recognized them as a state. So
Yeah.
this is where it went.
I was going to say the Saturnius barely got recognized, but they got recognized.
But I mean, the big ones, of course, are your Magistracy of Canopus, Torian Concordat, Outworlds Alliance.
Cat girls are not real.
And, well, they're gone now, but, they used to be there. They used to be big, too, the Rimworld's Republic. Because that's what you get in Field Report 2765, which I think is one of the better books that have been put out. Not only...
Honestly, we need field reports for right before the clan invasion, so we can actually see what the full size of some of these clans were before they got nuked.
Field reports, I mean, this is a good... This one is really good. Field Report to Periphery 2765, 2014. Is that what it said there?
Yeah.
It's not written in the thing here. 2014.
Yeah, it was about that time.
$5. Yeah, that's reasonable enough for a price. And 43 pages, including some record sheets for warships. So you get actual content. If you're just wanting gaming stuff, you do get some gaming stuff in there. And
hey, can I get a mic check real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can hear me. Okay, I'm sorry. No. It flashed up on the screen and said my headset got disconnected, but I could hear you the whole time through it, so technology, yay. No, when they put warship record sheets and stuff in these little $5 products, it's like, oh yeah, totally worth it.
Like, we get the actual warship list of warship per Periphery states.
Factions, yeah.
1 Athena, actually, 1 Concordat, 20 Pintos.
Actually, for all of the Field Report 2765s you get for every single state. It was one of the best things about those books.
I mean, those are the ones I've got pulled up right now. The Periphery and the other Periphery one.
I just wanted to point out that these were good books for what they were. They were good companion products for all the books that they were releasing at the time.
Because this one probably released during the year of the Star League that lasted like 3 years.
Yeah. Yes,
I mean,
it did.
You see that the Rimworld's Republic was well equipped with 32 Bonaventure, 18 Carson, 7 Dart, 40 SX Mark 1, Block 1, 21 Lola Block 1, 7 Monsoon battleships, 52 Pintos, 65 Riga Block 1, 1 tracker, and 30 Vigilant. And this wasn't enough to scare the Star League, by the way.
Peacekeeping force.
Yeah. And I mean, this doesn't include anything that they were building that was hiding as well.
Yeah, that list does not incorporate the stuff, the Ameris class battleship, which was slightly larger, I believe, than a McKenna, but did not have the McKenna's firepower, but it made up for it.
Two of them. One of them was captured by the Star League, and the other one, I think, destroyed during the Battle of Terra, if I remember right.
I think it was
crippled.
No Ameris battleships survived to this day.
Right. No, I think they crippled it, but then they just scuttled it afterwards.
There is a difference in Battletech and real world between, we found a scuttled someone's old battleship cruiser, whatever. Let's rebuild it, versus in outer space, because doing that with real warships is an exercise in futility, and you could do this, but why would you want to? Because
unless you're America.
2 words.
You
2
stole
words.
that submarine.
2 words. Salt water.
Space does have a lot of debris floating around, so that can be a pretty big issue.
Micrometeorites are a thing.
Yes.
And Battletech doesn't have the Star Trek deflector dish.
I forget how they describe it in either TAC Ops Advanced Units or in Strat Ops. They describe how they've overcome that small problem of micro debris and whatnot. I can't remember what the explanation was for it though, but I do know that they do explain how they've overcome that. I think it's like they have really small, quick reaction pulse lasers and static discharge type stuff, almost like a trophy system. That they're basically have banks of them dotted all over the hull, and they're constantly going bzz, 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 just intercepting the debris, which makes sense. And I don't want to go any deeper than that because there's some stuff in science fiction that, well, how do they supply the power to that? How do the enemies not detect that when they're going up? Shut up, nerd. How about shut up, nerd? How about that? How about that for an explanation?
Astrocracy, or whatever, however you want to spell that thing, it was in the first book as well, in Periphery Independence. The Periphery, I think, was mostly built up out of the battle technology mags and things like that, and were slowly incorporated in the lore by the people at FASA. I think that's pretty much how it went with these things. And that's why we've got a lot of small microstates and like one planet states. And probably the fiefdom of Randus is probably like someone invented it and they rolled with it, those kind of things. And I mean, what you're saying, sis, it's not a lot of Navy for 3050. This is more than all the navies available in 3050. I mean,
Batorian Concordat at this point has more ships than anyone had combined, maybe with the exclusion of the Free Worlds League during the clan and mid-clan invasion.
At the start of the clan invasion, they didn't have any warships. The only people who had warships...
It was rare.
It was Comstar.
Comstar was the only people with warships, and they were barely... Comstar was barely maintaining them because they had no idea how to do it, and they didn't run major refit plans or anything. So when the clans showed up with warships, they panicked, and they tried repairing their ships, and they fucked it up. Because it's Comstar.
Not only did Kerensky take all of the warships, he took all of the support personnel.
We also got to think, Comstar wasted time, too, thinking, hey, we're going to push these guys to our side. They realized, oh, shit, no, we can't.
Those guys are bigger dicks than we are.
Hey, where are you going to Terra? Oh, weird religious reasons. Oh.
Weird. All this specific.
Weird religious reasons? That's what we're doing.
It's odd, super specific, quasi-religious reasons. And they had different specific, odd quasi-religious reasons. I butchered the quote. Oh, well.
And it's really funny. Comstar, sitting there going, damn, you remember that Blackline cruiser that the Taurians found that we totally should have just
captured? Brought
our navy out, captured, cordoned it off, and towed it out of there and whatnot. Like, damn, we could have had a whole ass Blackline to go with that shitty Cameron, but we didn't. And now we're kind of lamenting that.
We're kind of boned again. But I mean, looking at the fleet they had, like, it's just the 15 Pintos.
Oh no,
Pintos are like one of the most basic Corvette that you can have. Like, there's nothing more basic than a Pinto. The fact that it doesn't catch on is the problem, because that's what I associate Pintos with.
Yeah, most people do. I was like, you just talk about that. That's my brain is just. My brain is just. Oh no, the consequences of my actions.
I mean, it's still 4 Barracudas, 3 naval laser 35, 2 light naval PPC and 2 NAC 10s.
Can we give it the fragile fuel tank corp somehow?
And 80 machine guns. 80
What?
machine guns.
Point defense on
Point
ships is
defense.
weird.
I
Hey,
mean,
sorry,
replace those
Yard
with
Dog was hollering at me. What's got 8? What has 80 machine guns?
the Pinto class ship. Those should be machine guns. Those should be AMS, not machine guns.
See, these a lot when you start digging in these old ships. Star League ships have a distinctive lack of air defense. Why? Because FOSSA didn't put large lasers and autocannons, mech scale what we would consider mech scale weapons on them. And they went back and retconned it and said it was because Star League aerospace doctrine was the ships were meant for fighting ships, bombarding the ground and fighting ships. Drop ships, small craft, aerospace fighters, and drop ships that carried aerospace fighters are who is meant to defend the ships from anti-ship missiles and aerospace attack.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes
bombs.
sense too. Yeah. You're building specialized craft.
Because Star League had so much money and so much resources that they could afford to have dedicated ships like the Volgas and the Carracks that,
Right.
or whatever it was that the Carrack grew out of, that its only job is to basically carry the aircraft.
They're designed
Drop ships that carry that. The Titan is the exact reason for this. Everyone else goes, okay, we need our own anti-ship defenses, i.e., this is when the next TROs come out that actually have ships that are being designed in a sort of smartly manner.
But
And that's
every
why you
ship
start seeing
should
ships
have-
with autocannons and
Well,
machine guns and LRMs and stuff
Yeah,
as
every
a
ship
anti-aircraft
should
battery.
have like just massive batteries of anti-missile systems.
right. Now, see, I can understand the logic in the fact of, like, hey, these are designed under the assumption they're going to be together and working together.
But I mean,
So,
this Pinto that only costs $2 billion, by the way, that's nothing. 2 billion C-bills, that's pocket change.
It's also only
I mean, if
5,000
you have
pounds for a
that-
warship. That's quite small.
how much does a Concordat cost? Concordat frigate?
It's expensive. More
No,
expensive.
no,
than
it
that.
shouldn't be too expensive.
Oh,
I mean, for a ship.
let's just look here, okay? This is a 16,000 ton, no, 160,000 tons ship that's 300 meters long or so, and that goes pretty quick. That has
What's its
massive amount of weapon.
what's its movement rating?
2.5 safe trust, 4G for a full trust. I don't know what it is in tabletop.
Sounds to me like it would be. I think that translates to you have 3 safe thrust and 5 over thrust. It kind of calculates out the same way that battle mechs do.
5'8".
3.5 is
5.8. Jeez, that's fast for a ship.
So
it
the
only has
Concordat is a
93 tons
5.8.
of armor, which is not a lot for a warship. let's be nice here.
Deadgum, and the thing that you got to remember about warships is that turn 1, so we can either declare that our ships are coming onto the board or we're just starting like neutral, like not moving. But here's the thing: take my McKenna, right? If I move 3 hexes this turn and I don't make any basing changes, I've accelerated 3. Next turn, I have to move 3. And then spend 3 more points to either turn, decelerate, what have you. You actually have to account for delta velocity. What is it called? I think it's called delta velocity.
Mm-hmm.
You have to account for that in Battletech.
Okay. Momentum.
Yeah.
You got for momentum.
Yeah, because it actually
Do
works
have
like it would in
momentum.
real life. Like it would work in real life, because BattleTech is quite realistic for its space combat, surprisingly.
Which is why
But,
space combat in
93
Battletech gets really... It can get really silly, and if you do not know what you're doing, like, you know those interdictors the Word of Blake have?
Mm-hmm.
That is a 7-11 drop ship.
There's one faster.
You can lose control of that thing really quickly, really easily, and have it just tumble off of the playing field.
I mean, that's just about 1,500 armor point for a ship. A light PPC deals 70. So the Pintos were very heavily armed for what they were. And I mean, you look at this here. The Outworlds Alliance has 15 of them. The Outworlds Alliance are pacifists. Okay, they're not the mean and nasty Taurians there.
Right.
So the fleets during the that is what is fun to look at in this particular book, is just how like crazy the universe was during the Star League era versus what we see like during the Succession War.
The Suck Wars.
The Shuck Wars, which were quite
sucky.
The
Sucky Wars.
But that's a fun thing in the first book. In these Periphery things, you do get the whole history of the Periphery during the Age of War and the War of Star League aggression and all of that. So it's fun to actually get all of that in more or less one place. Some of it got retconned a little bit, but there was nothing major on the Periphery, and well, that's basically where we're at now. There's nothing major in the Periphery because they basically stopped talking about the Periphery.
Except for the hinterlands.
Well, hinterland's not really Periphery. It's inside of the...
It has some, but not much.
Yeah, it has like Butte Old and those places. Yeah.
I want to do a hinterlands campaign where the goal is, instead of helping the gay unions and whatnot and fighting the evil clanners, the goal of this hinterlands campaign is going to be to reestablish the glory of the Rimworld's Republic. And in doing so, draw Vlad Ward and the Star League out of Terra, because if there's one thing that would draw them out, it would be meeting their base clan urges and making them want to come out and blow up a new Rimworld's Republic.
Yeah.
You just get a single grainy photo of you waving that shark flag over your head, and he's like, kill.
I imagine that one meme where it's like, well, let's look at the time. And it's just every hour on the clock is absolutely the fuck not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this, I think, here, the Periphery 2765 field manual. If you want a good book on the Periphery, giving you like all the nice details as to what happened and what led to everything, I think that's your best bet as far as a book, because it does include a lot of stuff and it reviews what you see in Periphery First Edition. Because, I mean, Periphery First Edition, you'll get it as a PDF. I don't know how much it is as a paper copy, but I'm pretty sure it's not going to be cheap. It's not going to be one of those cheap books out there. Let's face it, the old FASA books are not easy to get in the end.
Yeah.
You don't say.
No comment.
But it is a good book as well here. Well, of course, the Periphery is going to be described as well in the Reunification War book, but the Reunification War book is closer to what you would have in those War of 39 book or that Operation Guerrero book. It's more of a military operations thing. It's a historical, while Field Report 2765 gives you like the states. We'll just try to get to one of them so we can look. But you get like, how is it in terms of logistical status? How are the academies? How are the people? How's the infra different places? How's the military in the different places? So you do get a good idea of what is what with it.
Yeah, the field reports are just small field field manuals,
and they work really well, which is fun to see.
Again, I still would like a 30-25 series and a 30-49 series.
Oh, there's quite a few things that they could do that I think we would be very happy to see. But I mean, we should be happy that they announced what did they announce today? Turning Point Oliver and the Jade Warriors. I don't know who the Jade Warriors are because I can't find anything on them. And
I thought they were in Guerrero. They were like one of the
Mercs, probably.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're not in anything else. And Oliver, calling it a turning point is a little bit of a misnomer because, well, maybe there was more fighting there, but I don't think it changed the course of anything. But we are getting books related to another book we've got. So we've got a bit of synergy going on, which is rather fantastic. I mean, I'm going to buy them and I'm going to look at them. I'm not going to do a full stream on them unless something really quirky or funny comes out of them. But
let's see here. Oh, matches to see. Okay.
I mean, we do get like the details of the various units in this book, kind of comparable to what you would have in an actual field manual. So it's quite a good book, especially if you want to play during the Star League era. So it is an interesting thing to bring up, really. I mean, the Outworlds Alliance, how many regiments? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's not enough. That'll never be enough.
11 regiments is like a single Star League expeditionary force.
Yes. And it wouldn't be enough to, hold as much worlds as they were holding. But that's always in Battletech where things make no sense.
Think they're supposed to make sense?
Basically, Battletech would make sense if we lowered the scale by 10. If rather than 600 worlds, the Fed Suns were 60 worlds, it would make sense. But with the numbers we're getting from everything else, it doesn't.
Yeah. So basically, just multiply it by 10 to make it for the logistical difference there. There you go.
I mean, that's what they decided to go with. It's fine. It's fine.
Again, it's supposed to make sense. Faceonomics has been a thing since
FASA, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't drop the number of worlds, but drop the population.
The population's already.
General Kerensky, why are we here on this planet? You see this rock? It's called unobtainium, and it's funding this whole operation. That's why we're here. It's for the unobtainium.
The problem is the only really rare material in Battletech is germanium. That's the only thing that's really worth its weight in germanium, basically, because you need it for the hyperpulse generators, you need it for the jump ships, you need it for all sorts of things. I mean, everything else can be rare-ish, but I mean, even gold is not worth that much because germanium's worth more, because germanium has more practical utilities. If you read the third book in the Grayson Dead Carlisle series, one of the guys just shows up with a suitcase full of rare material. The only thing that would be worth, the Lyrans actually going to help them out would be germanium at that point. So that gives you an idea.
I wonder how they feel. I wonder how the Battletech universe feels about Helium-3.
Mechs don't run on Helium-3, which is weird because in almost every other sci-fi kind of setting, Helium-3 is your fusion generator material.
Exactly.
Well, in Battletech, things just run on GMium because it's GM doing everything. So
they run on
General Motors.
Dreams.
At least with the Succession Wars, you had a bottleneck with manufacturing. Even if you don't have a material shortage, you still need to build stuff.
And you didn't have the factories to do it, or the factories were all
the factories are gone, and all of the important personnel and everyone who knew how to make battle mechs is now gone.
Thanks,
figure out
Comstar.
Like, at least until the Hell Memory Core, when the information was everywhere and everyone started picking up how to build this stuff. So
the guys that
disappear a couple guys, they had to disappear a few 100,000 guys.
Oh no, Jim, he committed suicide with 2 gunshot wounds to the back of his head.
No, generally, Comstar made people disappear, literally. They grabbed them and brought them to Terra and told them, you now work for Comstar.
You figure out how to make Endoseal. Great, you're now on Terra making Endoseal for Comstar.
And then them not using it.
And them not using it, yes.
That they couldn't grab them.
They probably murdered a decent amount as well. I'm pretty sure that some
Oh,
people
yeah.
didn't want. I mean,
Look,
it's Comstar.
They let the guy who was obsessed with Quad Mex go. So,
well, there was a good reason for it. But I mean, this is. And even Comstar, if you look, Comstar does have a good old on the Periphery as well, which is a bit surprising, but you know.
I mean, they're probably even more reliant on the HPGs.
They are very reliant on the HPG, and that's what fucks up the Magistracy of Canopus during the Jihad, is that they don't have a working HPG.
Yeah.
So,
well,
there's a reason we protect ours violently here.
Also, the reason Comstar would probably be interested in the Periphery is all those bases that were developed by in the 20-year war.
I mean, there would be a lot of materials floating around that they would want, but that's what intersideral expedition technically is for. And then they also don't like Comstar.
Oh, then Comstar fucks around and they find another clan in deep space and unleash them on us.
That was another issue. Yes,
that would be.
There's a Periphery 2nd edition that I think is dated for the 3050s, so it has a bit of an update for that. I haven't gotten to looking at that book yet.
Oh, you don't have it? Okay.
I just don't have it.
Okay, that's when they developed the Franck's Reaches and the...
was it in 2nd edition they did that? I thought it was in Field Manual Periphery. Okay, surprising.
No, that's when the Marshals first came out.
Okay. Here we've got some very weird mechs
Marshals
on Field Manual Periphery.
Hey, this is actually a good thing because we just got a novella about the Marshals.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, Marshals represent.
I mean,
which
they're such an interesting
perfectly
concept.
Okay.
I mean, the Franck Reach isn't one of those concepts that they didn't push enough, really. But I mean,
little space Texas.
Then they developed the whole and whatever the heck for the Battletech game.
Mm-hmm. The Oregon Reaches, the Oregon Confederation, that I turned into something else, but that's just me. They're supposed to be back in Ilklan Eyes only, but we'll probably learn more about that in like 2072. That's my estimation here. They're going to release more Kung Fu Panda books before we get that.
Hey, don't forget about Snoop Loops. The Snoop Dogg cereal game.
What?
I thought that was just a one-off board game that they did with Snoop.
Well, it'll be what makes the money. So
I'm pretty sure that doesn't make them a whole lot of money.
Develop their own products,
and we don't hear about them. Ear at Erd that they had done a Kung Fu Panda thing before. I think it was Fubo that dropped it on the.
Because I got an email from Drive-Thru saying Catalyst released a new project. I'm like, what? And then I click on it and it's like, never mind.
It's $10. I might drop the money on it just to look at it. I mean,
that's one of the things that kind of disappoints me with that being them is because, like, if done right, that could make a fun little RPG, especially for like younger crowd. Because we actually have nights at my local gaming shop where they do like focus on like kids games for the kids. It's like, man, that would actually be really good for that.
I mean, it might not be a bad game. Who knows? I don't have any hopes because it's, CGL.
Right.
But, it is a thing.
So, yeah, the second book set a lot of the Canopus and Torian
Trinity Alliance stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, remember, they were actually forming a treaty before the Trinity Alliance.
Right. See, honestly, I wish they'd done a little bit more with the Trinity Alliance because it's a neat idea.
It's during an era that nothing is working because the jihad, so they don't want to write about it. So,
well, realistically, what happened was then they the Canopians got close to the Capellians, and then they basically just used the Taurians.
Yeah,
and the Taurians are pissed about it.
Yeah, my collection of those the Taurians kind of.
Then they kill off the actual good leader for the Taurians, and then
it says that it's basically a military junta for a while until they get back someone half decent around 3150. So
because the Taurians get basically go all somebody planted evidence that it was the FedCom that did it.
Yeah, the Taurians' hatred for the FedCom is a little bit over the top.
Yes.
It
actually makes no sense.
Yeah. They decided to be kind of stupid, and it kind of screwed a lot of us down here in the southern periphery.
But the thing is, okay, everybody that keeps going that are good friends, that the Taurians are Space Texas. No, if they have a military junta on top of things here, that's definitely Space Franco Spain.
Yeah,
and I think that's what FASA was going for at the beginning as well. So.
That's why I think
they have recreational civilian-owned nukes. No, the fuck they don't.
No, nobody is as that except Regulans.
But no, I think the front reach is a little closer to the Space Texas thing.
There's no real.
That's closer.
Yeah,
I mean, they literally have the marshals. We literally have cowboy power armor. Come on.
Or the what was that? The place out by the at the edge of the FedCom or Federated Suns on the right side.
Philvelt.
Yeah,
I mean that's the new Periphery states, for which we have very little details because the last book historically that we have is this one here, Field Report Periphery, which is dated post Jihad. It's pre-Dark Age, post Jihad. So you do get some pretty good information as to how badly they got hurt during that period. We also get that cool image of a marshal drop kicking an Akuma. I mean, that's hard to beat.
Yeah. I was a marshal. I was thinking of the Tin Man, the Tin Star. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I got the battle. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But. Is there a book after this that they released? Because
Field Manual 3145.
There is, there's probably details in it, but it's not dedicated to the Periphery.
No. Yeah.
So you're going to have details, but no.
You got to think about Field Manual updated Field Manual Periphery. Whenever they did the update style Field Manual, which is covering everything.
Mm-hmm.
They had to do something.
I mean, this book is not terrible, but compared to the Star League one, I mean, it's half the length. It doesn't have any record sheets in it. It is very bare bones, and it is quite weird, in my opinion. At least we do get an idea of like how many regiments and how many different things with the front reach
only mech regiments, though.
Yeah, well, that's a thing that we've always basically got from most things. Because if we started, they should be listing all the conventional forces regiment, but that would probably take them quite a while here. And yes, the Word of Blake literally dropped the rock on the Taurians by dropping a bunch of asteroids on their planet, and then trying to blame the Fedcom for it, because that's easy to do when you're dealing with Taurians.
Good.
Yeah,
okay. And they did it from a modified yard ship that, instead of having a pressurized bay big enough to fit a battleship in it, they put a large mass driver on there, which aren't as good in ship-to-ship warfare as other settings mass drivers are, like Halo. But when you're shooting a depleted uranium tungsten shipping container at a planet, it's suddenly really fun.
It will cause some damage. Well, quite a bit
some
of damage.
Some damage. That is
just
understatement of the century.
Just a little bit.
I always understate when I do these kinds of things.
Just go watch the Expanse season 5.
Hey, they did it in the second G.I. Joe movie with a Rod of God. So imagine the same thing, but worse, because it'll go with a mass driver. It actually goes like close to light speed. So that's the problem with things going really fast in space. It can do a lot of damage really quickly.
Especially when you hit a hard object with it,
like a planet.
A planet is fairly. I mean, it should be solid.
Right.
We've got the Filtfelts. They have a nice flag. See, it's a nice flag.
Nice. Looks like a butthole.
Yes.
Double check.
Behold the Goatsy Nation.
It's the Goatsy Nation. I mean, the problem I have with Filtvelt is that it makes very little sense that they're, sticking around, because
who the hell are they even?
Davion is so messed up during the Dark Age.
They should actually they should be actually getting more planets.
They should either have gotten more planets, or the Davions are the whipping boy nowadays. But I mean, the Taurians, their state is minuscule in 3151. I don't know if the Franks don't have more planets. There's more planets in their general sphere of influence, but a lot of those planets are abandoned, or more or less abandoned. Here you'd have the Oregon Reaches. Who knows what that really is?
Hello, neighbor.
In actual Battletech lore.
So who's the red there?
Here?
You're right
or there. Bottom right.
No.
That's the Calderon Protectorate. That's the Taurians.
Yeah, the Taurians split into two nations.
Oh, they are tiny now. Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. But that's because they lost. The Calderon Protectorate took a good chunk of stuff, and a whole lot of people died during the Jihad, so that probably didn't help.
Gotcha, yeah. I know they're in rough shape. I didn't know they were in that rough shape. Holy crap.
They had a division for colonization and expansion that kind of got shut down because they went full space North Korea and paranoid, and then that created the Calderon Protectorate out of that paranoia.
Gotcha.
And don't forget they had that jumping space station.
They had all sorts of things. The magistracy, I would say nowadays, the Duchy of Andurian would be considered a periphery state because it's, close to the periphery. And it's not a major inner sphere state.
I just call it a minor
large
state
enough. But it's large enough. It's still periphery enough because it's outside of the borders of the of House Merrick and House Liao. So who knows where they're really wanting to go with it, since they're married to Canopus now. So.
Even Catalyst doesn't know where they want to go with it. How can the fans know where we're going with it if we don't know where we're going with it?
I mean, if they unified with Canopus, Canopus would actually be a major power at that point. Look at that.
It's because one of the things we don't remember in Battletech is that this is not all the planets of the nation, because there's supposed to be about 600 planets in the Fed Sun.
Yeah, but I mean, we still zoom out a bit though, and you see how much of an increase in space that would be for Canopus next to say Liao. Like they would actually.
Liao, the thing with House Liao is that it's really compact. It's a really compact nation. It's not huge, but they've got tons of planets.
I should rephrase. But by planet count, it looks like it would be roughly equivalent to the remains of the Free Worlds League if those two united.
Yeah. The other thing with House Liao, they had a lot of multi-planet systems.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I seem to recall that in describing the founding of House Liao, the Capellan Confederation, they're in a very planet-dense area of space with lots of planets.
And decent resources, which really helps. Because when you're
if you can colonize 3 planets out of 7, you're good.
I mean, if you look at the... I mean, Canopus is fairly well equipped by the Ill Clan era, basically. They wouldn't be able to challenge any of the major states, but with Endurian and Canopus working together, they could probably bully the Free Worlds League into getting whatever they want, basically.
I was going to say, by the Jihad, they were pretty well equipped.
Well, during the Jihad, they did lose their capital.
Yes.
More or less, it kind of got nuked from orbit again. So, I mean, they were earthed quite a bit. And if you look in the field report book, they, at the end of the Jihad, they're not in a great shape. They got earthed real bad, and they have to rebuild quite a bit.
Right, but look at their update or their upgrade strength and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're very well equipped because they have access to Detroit, which is a really rich planet at the time. But now, of course, the Liaos have it during 3150 because, Liao has everything that they want all the time without any questions.
We'll get it back eventually.
And, yes, good old Warcrime Barbie.
You're still the only review for that book?
Yes.
I mean, there's a lot of worlds that have been removed from the map. Yes, Point Man, you're right. But there's also the fact that there's a lot of worlds that are more or less irrelevant to the plot because nothing ever happened there. And because we have a map with actual planet names, that is actually a problem because a lot of people think that those are all the worlds. So they go with, these are the worlds.
Correction.
Right?
There are systems that the planets are named something different.
True. There's a few of those. It's not super common, but it does happen.
I figure that any planet that has less than 1 million people on it's just not counted because they're not doing anything that really counts.
I think it actually goes lower than that. I think it goes to like
50,000. But I mean, if you look at the first Periphery book, once you get to the actual, like some of the planets that they're statting out, it's fast again, so it makes no sense.
It's scaling.
Prof, pull up the map for 2765.
2765. Well, just give me a moment. I just want to get to like the planet of Quantrain with a population of 4,500.
I drove through a small town in Arkansas just now that had a population of 12,000. This small town in Arkansas has a greater population than a planet.
Well, I also got to think, how long have they been there?
I'm just thinking about how scaling is in Star Sector. If you have a planet that has somewhere in the less than 1 million people, so somewhere around like 10,000, 100,000 people, the major factions just ignore you because you're not important enough. Your economy is just too small for them to care about.
Well, it also depends on what your economy is.
Oh yeah, you can build up your economy to piss off Tritachyon. That's fine.
No. I was gonna say if you have a population of say 12,000, but all you're doing is mining germanium, you now have a.
You now have a reason.
Everybody cares.
You would still have to have the capital, the human capital, to extract it enough, even if it's especially rich.
There's a planet in the Marian hegemony during the Star League era. All they did was make shoes. It's one of those.
Hello, Fort Payne, Alabama. I mean, even though Fort Payne is known for making socks, it's the sock capital of the world. But still, socks, shoes. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, is Quentin Tarantino from there?
No, but the band, the multi-platinum hit country music band Alabama is from Fort Payne, Alabama.
Oh, well, there you go.
Okay.
But I mean, that is a fun aside. Like when I was just going through the books quickly, reading sideways, and I got to that history of books. Basically, it's a planet that's entirely impoverished. They have they had like barely enough food to maintain anything when the Marians showed up originally, and then like they took over the planet and started giving them food and stuff. But during that entire period, they had factories making shoes and making more shoes and making more shoes. So they had massive warehouses full of shoes. So I have a feeling that the Marians will never run out of shoes, especially since they wear sandals all the time.
Yeah.
Silly space
tactical flip-flops.
Especially funny when you have fleets that have a greater population than the planets they're invading.
The reason I was saying go to 2765 is because that's before everything goes to shit.
You didn't.
And look at how.
Yeah, that looks fine. Just look.
Yeah.
There's that breach of Merrick there. There's the Illyrian Palatinates that already exist, but at that point, they're probably a pirate kingdom. You've got the Rim Worlds, you've got the Yarn Folks doing their Yarn Folk things over there.
They're totally just space
Alliance
merchants.
Is huge.
Yes.
At that point.
That's why I was going to bring it up. Was let's look at how big these states were at the height of their power.
I gotta say that that's probably the best moves both the Ravens and the Old Alliance ever made. Because I mean, they're kind of badasses.
But they're far smaller now, a lot smaller.
Yeah.
Tortuga Dominions were already there.
Fuck them. Fuck pirates.
I mean, you also space station, moons with population, all sorts of things here. Explains how the Wobie's got the resources.
Even if you're just in the system to do.
Okay, the Taurians aren't that big.
I mean, the Taurians, they were wide, but never big. I mean, if you look here, there's not that many other planets further down that way either.
Yeah.
So there's not much colonization done.
They still had a lot of space stations like asteroid bases that they were
Taurians are space Texas because they're wide, and everyone knows about the Texas wide surprise. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Canopus was already pretty big, but
I think it got smaller because it got more compact.
A lot of those economies were kind of dependent on
you got cold
the rest of the inner sphere to feed into them.
Well, especially if you read through it, Magistracy of Canopus was really integrated with Ausmeric. So if Ausmeric goes south, they go south. That's a big problem.
We'll make our own state, but it's entirely dependent on the state that we broke away from.
And it's always funny with actually look at it. The Canopians actually lost half of their planets.
Pretty much
all of that section at the bottom there basically evaporated. But that's the succession wars for you. Hey, dude, we've got the Oregon Coalition here.
Just even if they weren't touched by the wars, there's a lot of planets.
And look at how small the Taurians actually got to. You can think about they went all the way almost to out there.
I mean, there's quite a few things here. Tortuga Dominions, those don't really change. Those they're always around, always being
until later.
The Outworlds Alliance, just look at how shrunk it got.
Oh, what the hell happened to them?
Auscarita.
That makes sense. Why is it all the way out to the east gone instead of to the west? That doesn't make sense.
Because they lost. It's once again, it's mostly like we were saying here. Those states were dependent on free world not the Free World League only, but on the Star League and on the successor states to, furnish them with water, food, trade in general.
Great. So all the food transports that you need to go out to those deeper periphery planets don't come in.
Think about it.
You're on your own out there.
You had this warship fleet that you could also use as transports. Now you don't.
So they pretty much just told those planets you're on your own for now.
Pretty much.
I mean, some of them probably survive with populations, with tiny populations, things like that.
Oh yeah, anyone homesteading out in the periphery can do it, but I mean, you don't really count.
Yeah,
it's not really civilized space anymore, or part of any government. You don't pay taxes, and all you have is.
And unless somebody shows up and you just pay them because you want them just to go away.
Basically,
I'm gonna pay 100 C-bills to fuck off.
Yep.
Well, you won't be paying in C-bills in that region of space. You'll be like, I'll give you 5,000. I'll give you 10 heads of cattle.
You have discount sneakers and corn.
Badass discount sneakers. But the sneaker economy is down.
Yeah, so when someone does actually have their own full-on spaceship to show up with a one-armed rifleman, you can't do anything about that.
I mean, a lot of those smaller worlds, the best you can possibly get is armored tractors. So, not always the best thing. Even there, I mean, industrial mechs are expensive and you do need to maintain them. So
mechs in general needed, the Star League to be able to build. So that's why they kind of died off during the Succession Wars. Is all of their parts for all those industrial mechs went towards maintaining the few battle mechs that were left.
So, I mean, even though Rastaban Industrial did build Cattle Masters in large amount, Rastaban Industrials is like, where is Rastaban again? Rastaban it's there, smack in the between Aus Curita and and the Lyran Commonwealth. If those guys are the only one building Cattle Masters for all of the inner sphere, once again, Fastonomics and economy of scale doesn't matter and doesn't make sense because it's Battletech.
Just a lot of those industrial parts are getting grabbed up for everything else. So,
I mean, all the Myomer for that 25-ton mech, it's gonna go to Commandos before it goes to Cattle Masters. That's for darn sure. So
even though it should be that industrial mech should be a lot easier to build than a full-on battle mech.
There's some parts that a lot of parts will be all the industrial armor, the ICE engines on most of them. The cockpit itself is not a cockpit; it's basically a driver's seat, so it's a lot simpler.
You don't have all the computerized systems on them.
You don't need a targeting computer. You probably have a radio, but you could probably just do with a radio and not have all the built-in ECM stuff that you want on it.
They rarely have energy weapons of any sort. But I guess the critical shortage would be things. The critical shortage would be things like Myomer.
Myomer would be Myomer controllers, gyros. Gyros are not super simple to do.
But if you can make if your company can make, it's kind of like what's happening with RAM creators with RAM builders nowadays. Mm-hmm. You can build RAM for the civilian market, or you've been bought out to all go to this other supplier.
Yeah, there's a reason we largely modeled the Guardians gyro off of the Assassins, because 40-tonner, similar configuration. I
mean, gyros are decently expensive once you look at it. Walkie-talkies in your industrial mech, it's probably an actual CB radio like in a truck.
God, I wish I had a CB
probably
radio.
Well, they probably don't do that anymore in trucks with the CBs because don't think they're.
Well, you have to. They're handy to have, and I know my Freightliner when I was at Swift had a CB mount. My 2022 Volvo when I was at MLS had a CB mount, but most of the time CB radios you got to provide that yourself, and they're not the cheapest things in the world.
There you go. So that's a thing that can be expensive.
I mean, in the grand scheme of like, okay, can we put a CB radio on a battle mech? Look, if you've got the money for a battle mech, you've got the money for a CB radio.
Fair enough.
I mean, how much is a Cattle Master? It's not that expensive as a mech.
Let's go look it up.
I'm pulling it up. Cattle Master. Oh, it doesn't say on Sarna.
Darn. Yeah, Sarna doesn't have prices I found.
Not for everything. So I'd have to go to MechWorks, and it's not open for me right now. But I mean, it's 100 ICE.
Cattle Master, which one are you looking for? Herder? Hunter?
Herder, the basic one is the
Herder one?
Yeah.
It is 700,000 C-bills.
At an exchange rate of 5, a C-bill is $5 US, which is what it was they were saying originally.
I thought it was like 10 or 11. Okay.
No, it was 5. So, I mean, it's a couple million for an Erding machine. And it's probably amongst the cheapest industrial mechs. So,
I was going to say, that's actually kinds of lines up with what farm equipment cost.
A good tractor is probably a couple million, yeah.
Until you get into things like the Exo and the Pompier.
I think the most common industrial mech is the Power Man, and that's 1.5 million. That's your loader mech. The Power Man is your loader mech. It literally exists to grab things and move things.
That in the pack.
I mean,
your job is to pass the butter.
There you
Pretty
go.
much. Great, and then they tried to strap weapons to it.
Well, because that's what you do in Battletech. Stick medium
That's
lasers
hilarious.
on it. Why? But I mean, the Power Man is a staple kind of mech. Like you would, if you're a civilian, you would know what a Power Man looks like because you would have seen some at.
You know what?
Somewhere.
They used Nextels.
And then there's things like the Muckracker where it specifically has like steal this thing first because we can strap more weapons to it.
Muckraker, yes. Is that the one that looks like a dump truck?
Yep, it's a dump truck with a big backhoe on it.
That's the one that has a gun. There's a version with a gun, yeah.
It's holding a Rack 5
and a rocket launcher 30 on top.
Or it's an MMR. It's an MRM.
It's an
MRM? Dork.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 70-gun machine. That's probably expensive as F, though.
2 million C-bills for the mining mod.
Okay, not too terrible for mining equipment.
Oh no, that's the one I made. Never mind.
It has a targeting computer.
They kind of have to when you're trying to strap weapons to it. That's what you do.
Yeah, you have. If you want your weapons to work on an industrial mech, you have to use. It sounds really cool because it's called the advanced fire control. Basically, it just makes it to where you don't get a +1 to hit.
It's basically you add the crosshairs.
It's an iron sight.
Yeah, it's an iron sight in the middle of your cockpit. That's the advanced targeting system.
No. It replaces the iron sight with a reflexive holographic sight.
Ooh,
that you
fancy.
can get at a military surplus store. I mean, that's the thing. Battletech was designed in the 80s, so a lot of it is 80s tech still, So we have a hard time sometimes thinking outside the box because we are in 2025.
Just make them yellow and you're good.
Well, and anything we do these days, we have to do in the confines of, okay, this is high tech. We're doing this in the high tech 1980s. Like,
right.
Battletech is cassette futurism. Realistically, ought to be cassette futurism. We should have a Colonial Marines, Starship Troopers aesthetic to it.
Agreed.
Their high tech is a zip disk.
Yeah. And I'm willing to hand wave like holodecks and holograms and stuff because I mean that's just a staple of science fiction. But yeah, no, the modern aesthetic of BattleTech is completely whack.
Modern.
It looks
BattleTech
cool.
is just...
It looks cool, but it's not high tech 80s.
Well, I was gonna say modern BattleTech is just whack, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, that's beside the point. That goes without saying.
You do see in that Periphery book, you do see it is the 80s. You know, this is the 80s.
Like, I will say I do like PGI's take on most of the mechs. I will say that personally.
It's the characters that I don't like because they do look too clean compared to what we used to have in those books. Like
modern Neuro helmets looking like an F-35 or an Apache pilot gunner's helmet. That ain't it, Chief. It needs to be a trash can.
The Star League ones, and the
there are ones like that in the older books stuff. The trash can ones are like the old.
What you have in that's what you have in the Succession War, because that's what you have.
That's what I said. There's the old ones that you dug out of the museum to use.
No, that's just what they're able to build now. You know. This is a very odd picture because they're trying to make a cicada look cool. You have to really hard to try to make a cicada look cool.
The PGI one does look kind of neat. I will say that.
No, it's still a cicada.
No, I
the retrofuturism that we add in the 80s to mid 90s BattleTech. Really, it's really in the mid 90s that they started modernizing a lot of stuff. And it started looking, more like the 90s rather than the retrofuturistic 80s.
So I mean, even back then they were trying to keep it up with the times a bit.
I mean,
just a questionable results. Sorry, I can't words right now.
I mean, Brightman, what you're saying here, a lot of factories during the Succession War, if you could build industrial mech parts, that meant you could build battle mech parts. So yes, you would start building LRMs and SRMs and anything in between. And those are all standardized. The SRM and the LRMs are probably some of the most standard weapons in Battletech. So if you start building those, you are going to have customers. And having customers is an important thing to have for a business. Let us be very clear and honest there.
I mean,
the only time you'd have something specific would be like the LRM 20 on the Atlas, which is a 5-hole, 4
It's a rapid fire LRM 5, but the missiles themselves are still LRMs. They're not anything special. It's Ollie that designed them.
Wait. That was one of your complaints with the Bounty Hunter book. The Holly 6 off the Warhammer.
The thing is, yes, it's an Holly 6, but the missiles themselves, they're always going to be Hollies because the people who designed the SRM and the LRM is Ollie before they got bought out by Earthworks. And everybody uses those as standard.
Right.
Because Battletech is Battletech and they don't want to be, making like, okay, this gun's a 25 millimeter, this gun's a 50 millimeter, this gun's a 75 millimeter, this gun is a rapid fire 75 millimeter. It's different.
They underestimated post-millennial autism. Like, it might have been good for them back in the 80s, but for us, it's like, no, I want to know, how big is this gun? And don't tell me that an autocannon 2 is a 20.8 centimeter cannon. That's a 208 millimeter cannon. That's an 8-inch gun.
It's
ain't no way.
Games Workshop underestimating the autism of their fans too, where some fans know exactly how many bolts go into a lasbolt gun from the art.
Well, the RPG tells you so. There's that.
Yeah. But no, if you look, the other thing here, I mean, Star Trek is the original.
Oh no, I meant in the construction, not in how many.
Not how many shots, how many bolts, how many physical bolts are in the I mean, turbotism, we'll go with that term, was really Star Trek. Star Trek should be your I shouldn't say it should be your baseline. Star Trek is what if your setting or anything you're making is going to work, you should expect people to go all the way to Star Trek levels of autism.
Yes.
And Star Trek is quite autistic. Until recently, of course, because recently it doesn't make sense anymore, but that is beside
Now
the
it's just Californian.
So it went from autism to just full retard.
There you go. That is a good quote.
Well, specifically Californian.
That's what I said. That's what I said.
And Stacey Abrams.
That's what I said.
Never go full retard.
Never go full Californian.
Never go full Californian either. That's for darn sure. I've been making a product. Portland and California have a lot to answer for. But, I mean, that's what you should go with. And Battletech, to be honest, I mean, outside of the weapons, for everything else, everything is very well detailed. Until recently, of course. But that's, again, beside the point.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
There you go. But, I mean, recently, they don't have it as much. But if you look at the old stuff, I mean, that Periphery book, I mean, I started reading it yesterday. I'm not done with it. I just was skimming it, and there's so much stuff in it. That's, a 200-page book.
That's part of the appeal.
I've always said this about Battletech. It has a good skin. The lore is the skin of the game, and it has a decent bone structure, but the skin is what draws a lot of people in.
I mean, the setting itself is very profound and very solid. There's all sorts of problems with it. We keep discussing them. But, I mean, there's very few games that are as detailed. Warhammer 40K is
if you took their body, it looks like the Emperor on the Golden Throne because of all the retcons and the changes. And
yeah.
Which Battletech doesn't really have. There's a few
retcons some scars. There. There's some scars,
but it's not that bad.
Yeah,
usually it's not like to fix a problem that came up because of something later. We didn't expect this.
Or they didn't expect the autism of their fans to be like, okay, they want this to be explained.
How do we explain it? I mean, Star Wars was quite close to that as well, for a while at least. But nowadays it's all over the place and nobody knows what's actual canon or not. So there you go. I mean, you can't compare things like Lord of the Rings and things like that because that's a single author's work as well.
Yeah.
It's not like this, which is multiple people working, even though we still got some of the same names. They keep coming up. Your Urbius BS, your Urbius, your Randall Bills. I mean, they keep showing up, even in some of the older books sometimes. Not on this one.
That's too old.
That's too old for them. But, I mean, they still show up on a lot of those, MIB books there.
I think the best, probably the best thing would be to compare it to Conan, maybe.
No, because Conan is weird because everybody buying and selling the rights to it added to it, but it never really grew all that much. Conan is Conan.
But what I'm saying is they actually kept at least somewhat of the main story.
But I mean, you can't.
Well,
Onward was an author as well. Let's face it. We were dealing.
We're on company number 3 so far for Battletech. So,
well, unlike Conan though, because what a lot of people remember of Conan as an example comes from the Marvel run. Even though at that point you still had books and stuff coming out, but the Marvel run was the big thing. With Battletech, you never had a licensor doing something big enough to influence the setting. Until recently, I would say PGI is influencing the setting a lot more than CGL wants. Because
honestly, let's be honest. what's the other game? The actual
Battletech, Air Raid Scheme Battletech.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the company's name. Yeah, HBS.
I mean, it influenced it enough that they're going to have their faction.
They released a source book.
I mean, technically, you had to sort. No, the Crescent Ox source book took a while to come out. It was out because of that, and it's a video game.
Well, actually, no, that was in the Kellhound source book.
Originally? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's weird things there here. And I mean, it's a large universe with a lot of things. A lot of it doesn't make sense, unfortunately. But
who was on this? Who was on this one for any of the big names? Oh, Randall,
Lauren Coleman.
Bones.
The writing teams is the people we would expect.
At that era, yeah, it's the same people.
Mm-hmm. But that's field manual.
And none of those guys are writing anymore.
Well, you probably
wrote Gothic.
Unfortunately, that was
all Herb.
It was all Herb.
That's why he was on.
Strangely, I mean, he did do decent things, but I mean, you have to remember that Periphery. One of the reasons the Periphery is not very well liked by the businesses is this particular book, Handbook Major Periphery States, which basically stopped the Handbook series because it didn't sell enough.
Well, the whole Handbook series didn't sell enough, but that was beside the point.
Well, you have to. It's like movies. Like the book before this one is the one we should actually blame for this one not selling normally, and which was the one before Handbook Major Periphery States?
It was Merrick, I think.
Well, I'll go check. We've got a thing to check. Preceded by Handbook Aus Davion. They did make Aus Liao afterwards. Aus Korea.
Yeah. Well, no. Look at the. Wait. Hold on. Look at the gap between
publications.
Yes.
Okay, that's 2009. 2011, so 2 years, which is
look at Corrida.
2015, 4 years. Jeez.
And then go back and look at Davian. See, what was the difference between Davian and...
That's 20...
okay, so it wasn't that bad.
2009. It's not bad. They were saying they were wanting to make a minor Periphery State book, and that never came out. But I mean, normally is what you look at in these kinds of things is like the previous book, what happened. If it's Aus Davion, I mean, the thing is, we have a lot of Aus Davion books as well. There is that.
Yeah. Good lord,
they're the main characters.
Stuff.
Hey, but at least in this book, you do have the Tarek mounted infantries, 2 support fighters, a close patrol craft gunboat, and a couple of the dropships. So I mean, they're fun things.
I thought that was an airship.
No, the Princess Luxury Liner is a dropship. That's the luxury liner dropship that you take from one planet to the other.
Okay, really I'm used to the month.
That's for the really rich people. I mean, we're missing a few of those things. The Aqueduct Liquid Carrier to bring water to the Periphery. But I mean,
it's another ball.
Or you could take that Aqueduct Liquid Carrier, load it up with napalm, and just fly over the planet and set everything on fire.
That's what the Torians did during.
But I just think differently from other people.
So water is stored.
Like every other girl.
So water is stored in the balls. Got it.
Water is stored in the balls, but I mean, it makes more sense for larger ships like these to carry like a lot of water, a lot of
things.
I mean, it's 4 liquid bay for 6,500 tons each. I mean, that is a whole lot of water, napalm, gas.
And then it's got 2 power lines on it.
Yes, you've got 2 power man on it to load and unload the stuff because it's required.
Or hold the hoses to shoot the napalm everywhere.
Or use something like the vampire.
Hmm?
Use something like the vampire. There's actually industrial mechs that have liquid storage on it, so you could use them.
The Snowden mining station. Ooh.
Hi, hi, Snowden. You are remembered in Battletech for your sacrifice.
We also have to remember General Stencil.
It do be that way.
It do be like that, Mr. Stancil. It do be like that, General Stancil. People getting cringed from that. And yes, they had the stats for the Tarek mounted infantry, which is, awesome to ride a giant ostrich dinosaur thing as an infantryman. I think Crab's got a couple of guys like that actually now painted up, which is pretty cool. But he found some minis with like actual dinosaur riders, and that's what he used for it. But I mean, those books were still neat because you still had a lot of, stats and new units and random details.
It was too much research was the real reason that they got canned. Possibly.
Too much work in general. It's much easier to do quick, books, 50-page books, and just drop them.
No, that was actually what. Other than the low sales, it was too much research. Just like we don't see more of the actual hotspots books, or not. What was it?
Yeah, the hotspots with the
no, the ones that actually tell you where everything's made.
Oh yes, those disappeared as well. Oh, I thought that was a warship. No, it's a ship.
It's a water ship.
Still, 8,500 tons. That's pretty heavy for a ship. 2 long toms, 2 LRM-20s, 6 ERPPCs, and 2 torpedo 20s. I mean,
reference, I think the Ticonderogas are around 8,000 tons.
That's reason. I mean,
Ticonderogas mentioned.
Yep.
But I mean, in Battletech, wet navies are a lot harder to use. Let's be quite honest.
The rules just don't support them.
It's more or less the fact of why would I build a 50,000 ton battleship when I could have a drop ship that can move the whole battalion, have the same number of guns, all that good fun stuff, and it's interplanetary capable. The Blue Water Navy exists in Battletech solely as planetary defense on planets where you don't have a lot of landmass, and kind of like a prestige symbol thing, like why the Capellans have those escort carriers and the Lyrans have the those battle cruisers and stuff. It's a prestige thing.
That's not totally true because FanPro was separate from Tops, or WizKids, and WizKids was doing one thing and they were doing these.
At the appointment saying that the company was concentrating on clicky tech. That's one of the weird problems with Battletech during some of the eras. It comes and goes, and it ebbs and flows, and they're trying to stop that ebb and flow right now by releasing things like Gothic, and I'm not 100% sure they're going to save it. So they should lean into the video games and work with the video game guys.
No, because then I was going to say that's a different license.
Wakamiya's salvage destroyer. If it's 50,000 tons, I'm not sure it's a wet navy destroyer at that point. That's pretty big.
50,000 tons is the Bismarck.
It only has 3 long toms.
Only. It only has 3 long toms.
But a ship that size, I would expect it to be, Okay, it has heli pads. It has a lot of stuff. Refrigerated cargo to keep all your ice cream. That's important to have all your ice cream on there.
We learned that World War II.
Wolves of Tukiyid.
Mm-hmm. I haven't gotten Wolves of Tukiyid yet. I'm probably gonna get it around Christmas. trying to beat Remnants 2 again with all the DLC before I move to another game because I bought it, so I'm gonna play it. That kind of game.
So, okay. Do you want me to spoil it real quick or not?
No. I'll get to it.
Okay. All right.
But do you say it's worth it or not?
It was fine. Other than horny Rana, but that was okay.
Well, she's horny in the books, so I guess that's okay.
Sorry, Tanky.
I mean, they're all.
Can I just play a game where there's no Coomer shit and I'm just blowing up giant robots?
Well, that's part of the story.
You kind of made the joke from Clerks about the Volkswagen bug, but it was her Warhawk cockpit.
Well.
Oh my.
I mean, a lot of those books here, the Handbook series, all have blue water Navy ships.
Yeah, it's all stuff
Support
that you
vehicle.
weren't going to find. Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice if we had more of that as well.
Oh wow!
In general,
not playing anything, and achievement finally dropped.
Well, that's weird.
I actually unlocked it like a month ago, and it finally unlocked.
When we get a couple passenger transport, we get a couple different things. So, I mean, it'd be nice if we had more of that civilian stuff being included in more books.
Yeah, that was the big thing with the Handbook series, is that they wanted the more civilian stuff that was for that faction, blah blah blah.
Which would be nice to get more of. But I mean, we're gonna at least. I mean, in this month we're getting Guerrero. We're getting 2 other books. So, like you were saying on Friday, they probably got the layout guys finally, working, or something. Or my other supposition is that it's end of the year, and they need to actually make sales to show that their things are going well. And
or like I said the other day, also that all of the shit has been sitting on their desks, and somebody just didn't say release it.
Well, they were probably expecting a few things. I mean, Aces is supposed to be big, and Gothic is supposed to be big. Aces hasn't released in Canada, at least, not that I've seen on any of my locations.
Again, you're doing Guerrera, but you're doing a stupid Hinterlands product. You should have had
there's no
Aces
unification across product releases, which is like really crazy.
At least GW tries.
Yeah.
Well, they generally release by batches with G-dubs, right? Like, okay, we're releasing a bunch of Dark Eldar stuff.
Yeah, you can see where this recent wave of Ultramarine shit got kind of screwed up somehow, or other products did not meet, couldn't be launched. And this was supposed to be like 1 week of nothing but Ultramarine stuff. But we're going to get like 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's one thing I will give GW. They're always good about that.
Yeah, they move up product and move down.
I mean, G-dubs, for all our misgivings about them, they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They at least know how to make money.
Yes. They are very good at making money. And they make very large amounts of it.
As they squeeze harder and harder.
Unfortunately, they defend the consumer market.
But I mean,
it's all from the U.S. market.
Well, as I said, they converted from the customer market to the consumers. And consume with double O's.
But then again, if it works. I mean, I've seen Arch's big video recently on content creators and all that stuff. I mean, he's bringing up good points, but in the end, if your company is making money,
and they are, and GW is undeniably making money.
Yeah, they're making more money than probably they're making more money and selling more products than the 4 other guys underneath them in the list of the top 5 biggest games.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
when your profit
underneath
margin
that, what do you have? You have Battletech
67% before any deductions. Yeah, you're making money.
I mean, look at it this way. I mean, you've got G Dubs at the top, and I mean, if you looked at what are the top 4 or 5 best-selling games, it would be 40K, Age of Sigmar, probably 30K, and then Old World. Those would be your top 4, and your fifth one, they're probably going to pretend it's BattleTech. I doubt it. But I mean, look at all the others. You've got Bolt Action, you've got Conquest, you've got the ones I'm thinking off the top of my head here. Conflict 47. I mean,
Infinity.
But I mean, I can't even get most of those things at my local store.
Hey,
I ask and I get G Dub stuff.
Speaking
BattleTech
of Infinity,
stuff is ardish, but I can get it. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Infinity, shout out my little brother, Slick Willie 72. He was down in Florida over the Thanksgiving holiday to visit some coworkers and whatnot down there. And he hits me up and he goes, "You ever heard of this game called Infinity?" And I was like, "Oh, where did you go?" Apparently, there is a game store down in Florida in a very nondescript location. But in that store, in the back, they have big old MDF and cardboard printers, and it's the actual location where they make all the Infinity terrain.
No,
it's all made in Florida,
cool.
Apparently. I said, "Huh?
Okay,
I did not know that."
It's easier. According to this, it is easier for me to get the vinyl figures of Infinity than actual Infinity models. The Joy Toy ones.
Which is a shame because
they're Joy Toys, so they are good quality. It's not like the McFarlane ones, which are
just kind of
not that great.
I will not tolerate McFarlane Toys hate on this chat. I will not tolerate.
Well, we're not saying they're bad. We're saying Joy Toy's better.
Yeah, Joy Toy is obviously better, but McFarlane's always been there for me.
No, the McFarlane has always been there for me for the DC toys.
I
will never discriminate there.
I will say I am frustrated with Infinity and their output because my girlfriend really wants me to get into Infinity as well. I'm like, okay, U.S. Ariadna. I could do U.S. guys. Like, we got guys on motorcycles. We got freaking airdropped werewolves and shit. Like, oh, that's not currently not production. Like, well, shit.
Yeah, that has been an issue with a lot of those smaller games. I mean, you weren't there. None of you probably were there during the first edition Warmahorde period.
I might have been actually.
I tried to get into Warmahorde when first edition came out. There was a backlog of at least 6 months. You ordered something at your local store, and if you were lucky, in 6 months you would get it.
So,
basically,
the friendly or unfriendly local game store has actually finally expanded, and they, for the longest time, it was literally Warhammer, the Age of
Sigmar.
No. Well, I just said Warhammer just to give you an idea.
Okay,
and then Ice and Fire. That's all they carried.
Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah,
that was pretty big for a couple of years.
And then they had Legion, the Star Wars games.
Oh, we never remember that Star Wars is like 7 different miniature games.
Yeah,
and none of them. I don't understand how none of them ever really broke out.
There's these Canadian goobers that run a game store.
Lords of War.
Yeah, okay. Oh, boom. Wow.
Lords of War, okay.
Anyway, and they were talking about all these Star Wars games. And dude says, it is so hard to sell Star Wars games. And I never understood why until Shatterpoint, or whatever the newest one was, came out. And I asked this dude, who also plays all the Star Wars games, I asked him if he was going to get in it. And he looks me dead in the face and says, I already have 3 Darth Vaders.
Yeah,
that was a problem on Star Wars minis during the time that Wizards had the license. Mm-hmm. Every set that came out, you had to have a Darth Vader. And the worst thing is you have a Darth Vader and either a Luke or a Obi-Wan.
Because that's a problem I noticed.
I'm sorry, who?
Obi-Wan. Benny Kenobi. Obi.
There you go.
It's Officer Obi, okay?
Now,
I wanted to
you
get into Armada.
you go see him at the local police officer station, and he takes your belt and your wallet because he doesn't want you to have any money to spend in the cell. But never mind.
Like the ship stuff looked cool because I like Imperial ships.
That was different. That's why it kind of worked for a while.
X-wing.
X-wing and
Armada.
Armada.
I am not. I still have not forgiven them for butchering X-wing because I will not. I'm not. If I was going to be honest, that was my favorite tabletop war game, flat out. Like,
Yeah,
it is the thing is, I mean, it is a great game, but I mean, in the end, it's only Wings of War with Star Wars models.
right.
I mean, the reason why Bolt Action is out of stock for a lot of places is because they just had a new edition, so all the stuff's out of stock, basically. So,
and a lot of game stores are now just buying up so unfortunately there is a high demand for Bolt Action and Conflict.
Yeah. So I probably have to wait a while to get into that again, or just print my Umbra Scout cars like I am right now, just printing
because
next.
The YouTube channel that Tanky just mentioned, they passed on it, and then they got a whole bunch of people who wanted Conflict. You had to sign up for Bolt Action to get Conflict.
Oof. Well, I mean, it's understandable. I mean, Warlords is a British company
like that.
Yeah,
there's that too, so that's a good thing actually that they're cross compatible. And I mean, the models are good enough.
I think if
Warhammer
actually would allow all of their people to actually talk between the different divisions, and how much cross compatible would be, and how much more shit they would sell.
I mean,
their number one would be like
Discord. We've seen 6 World
companies
take Wargame Atlantic stuff and bolt on the Conflict 47 stuff on them, and it worked, right? So
because they want that, they want more money out of the consumer, and not just out of
If they would stop infighting, Warhammer would be the top 50 companies instead of the top 10.
I think it's because they want to make their own numbers look good within their department. The green numbers on their list.
Like,
I mean, they're probably going to try to bring back Lord of the Ring again. They're going to do another round of Lord of the Rings stuff.
Oh, they already did. It's they just did the new version.
Oh, they just did? Okay. But I mean, at least that I haven't seen anywhere. So.
Local Warhammer store actually just recently redid his entire shelves, and it's got like 3 shelves for it. But next to the 5 shelves,
I would expect.
Yeah,
it's probably bigger than the 1 shelf for Battletech.
Well, no, this is just pure Warhammer store. So,
okay. But I mean, at my local store, if I want Battletech stuff, I have to order it. Basically, ask them to bring it from another store.
The unfriendly store,
like 7 stores in Quebec. So,
excuse me,
2 shelves, not a shelf unit, just 2 shelves.
Okay. The biggest one here in Quebec, at least that I know of, is Betty Cosmos for Battletech. They're mostly a comic store. Oh, they're already announcing the... okay, well, I usually go there on that particular sale. I go to that store twice a year on their midsummer sale and on the after Christmas sale. So,
It's interesting you brought up Bolt Action there on the website because it's going to be coming to Steam.
15% off the minis. Is there much that I would really want or need, though?
Right. Hey, guys, I'm going to hop off. I'm getting kind of a headache here.
Yeah, it's fine. We're going to wrap things up anyways soon because I have to call my parents for a Christmas stuff anyways.
All right.
So,
good timing then.
Free gifts would be given to clients. Okay, maybe I'll go and look for your stuff. But I mean, do they have Battletech aces? Do they have aces on Betty Cosmos? They're the biggest Battletech store locally. They have $130 for Gothic. They've got 4 in stock. Tells you how much it's moving.
Units. Oh, I have yet to make it back to that game store down there in Birmingham to see how their Gothic has has done.
Oh, they do have 4 Gothic salvage boxes. Those are almost sold out everywhere. But I mean, at $16 each, not sure I'd jump on that particular. I mean, you don't have anything new that I mean, they've got the Essentials box. I mean, am I going to spend $20 of gas to go buy a $30 box? You know, is it really worth it to get a Rifleman and a Centurion? Legendary MechWarrior boxes I'm never interested in, and they had huge stocks of them last time I went this summer. Okay, they did sell a few of them.
4. They're not moving.
I mean, no, those are not moving much. The books themselves, they have racks of them. I mean, they've got an actual they've got a section for Battletech and a section for Warhammer, and they're as big one and the other because the owner is a big Battletech guy. So that's the only reason why. But I mean, if I want to buy Battletech stuff, that's normally, I mean, if I can't find anything in my local place, that's who
How
I'm
many
gonna order.
Tomorrow Risings do they have?
And they got 4 third Star League box. Tomorrow Rising. They've got 2. Yeah, that's reasonable. That's the one that keeps moving a lot of units. Okay, yeah, they only have 1 Comstar command level 2
boxes.
Those are.
What about the other one? How many times do you actually see the other one anywhere?
Never. It's that simple. Never. Oh, Empire alone. 2 in stock. I mean, it's fun that they tell you exactly how many they have in stock. The same thing with my my other store. If I were to look here for Gothic, I think they have some in stock as well if I wanted to get it.
No.
I fear that my wife might get it for me for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they have the C scale. They have the C scale.
Oh, they have 1 in Quebec City.
How many C scales?
It was sold out.
That's how Stefan Amaris ended up with a Urban Mech LAM salvage box, is because family member got it for him. One of his family members got it for him.
It might be my brother re-gifted her something like that. Or them something that was really horrible.
But as you can see, like the C scale, I can understand people buying that, even though I don't like the model. It's cool. The salvage box is out of stock. You'll see that in most places, and those are cheaper, $12.99. I mean, not worth going to pay $15 at the other place. I mean, 15% off is just taxes for me, so not gonna drive 2 hours in, 2 hours out to save the taxes on something.
Did they have anything else in Battletech, or is it just the Gothic stuff?
Oh no, this particular store, they've got everything. Got Alpha Strike. They should have a few in stock. Yeah, there's decent numbers in various cities. Like you keep 1 in various cities. It's a decent idea. And with these guys, I just click transfer to, and they ship it for free to my store. And usually the next day I can go pick it up.
Okay. Nice.
I mean, this is a fantastic store. I mean, I've never had any complaints with these guys. They're a big brand store, but you can't pre-order those because they're sold out of the pre-orders. But it's the same thing with Gothic. It's sold out of pre-order. It was sold out in pre-orders, and as soon as it became like really available, there were a bunch of units available. So there. Oh, they got the McCarrans coming. I might actually want to get that box at some point. It's not a bad box. It does have Fate McCluskey, Ace McKellen, whatever character card in it, so that
really
you want to not buy it. So
the McCarran's box has Faith McCloskey in it,
or Fate McCarran, I think is called, or whatever. I mean, you can get that card and get him to sign it with your copy of Shrapnel when you meet him. This I think I actually pre-ordered. And I never got a call for it. So that's sad. I wanted my Blood Asp.
I think I have like 2 or 3 of them.
I don't give a damn about Savannah Masters. How many legendary boxes do they have? Wow, they've got 7 boxes of the legendary MechWarrior 3 in Quebec City.
Moving.
Nobody else has them. No, those
Somebody
are not
just
moving.
clicked to get them all transferred to Quebec.
It's the biggest store is in Quebec City, so that's their. Well, I don't know. Maybe the Sherbrooke store is now bigger though, because they just moved in my town to the to another location. It's much bigger than it was, but the one in Quebec is huge as well. There's Royaume des Titans as well in Quebec that is pretty huge. Oh, the 3025 commemorative edition is sold out.
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd buy that, but it exists. No, I've got no stores locally that have Iron Wind stuff, Pointman. Iron Wind stuff I'd have to order from the US, and that's
I was going to say, I don't think
thing.
Iron Winds does any distribution.
There's some stores. I mean, Six World has them as it is a local game store. But I mean, they sell a lot of Battletech there, so
yeah.
I haven't bought any of the these boxes of the tank boxes, so maybe I'll think about it. But I mean, I'm doing all my tank videos this month, so and I've got using no minis in them because I'm just talking about the vehicles real quick. So,
oh no,
Urban Mech Lance Encounters. How many copies of Encounters do they have?
Oh god,
I was gonna say, how many Urban Mech boxes do they have?
Urban Mech, that actually sells decently well because people buy it for the memes. I mean, it's a meme box.
Kill the memes.
5 boxes across Quebec, not that bad.
Do they have the 12 Urban Mech box?
No, they don't. Hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 copies of Encounter. Those are never going to sell, but they've got 7 copies of Encounters. And you see, like Sherbrooke, which is like the new store, they just reopened with a revamped location and everything. It's got no Battletech at all in them.
Ouch.
They add they have a Clan Invasion box, which is one of the big sellers. That'll probably move around Christmas. Around Christmas, I expect this to sell. Beginner's box are out of stock because they're always out of stock.
Also, isn't that the only way to get the Vindicator?
That is the only way to get the Vindicator, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that beginner box is.
I don't see the Armored Warfare box, or did I miss it? What? Aces is there. Aces is there. They've got
nobody has
none available. Well, maybe. I mean, it's in it's by. I just have the basic triage here because I think you can put it by bestseller actually. Bestseller 1 year. The battle mats.
Sorry.
I want some battle mats.
And then
Legendary Salvage Box 2 and 3. Alpha Strike. Essentials. Encounters is
I like it. I like how in your top 10 it was a lot of pre-orders.
Goes to show. Armored Combat, how many boxes do they have? They have 2 boxes in Point Claire. Jeez. That's your core book. That's your core base game. Why isn't there like more copies of this available?
Because they reprint it with the 40th anniversary cover that they missed.
Oh, well. We were talking business here.
Well, what have they done for the 40th anniversary? Nothing.
No, we do not have Barnes & Nobles in Canada. So all those Barnes & Noble boxes, it takes a year before we get them normally.
Elbows up.
Well, this is probably going to be even worse now. You're right. All right, I'm going to have to leave because I do have stuff to do still at home. We talked about all sorts of things. Everybody's tired anyways. Work was crazy for me as well. So always fun at the end of the day to get a call from the IT manager and saying like, yeah, I need you to do that for me. Okay.
But why? But why? But why, IT manager? But why?
No, you never say but why to the ITBUSIT when he calls you. You say, yes, sir. And where do I send this, sir? It's a little bit like the Army. You should be used to that.
Oh, I hate that for you. That sucks. Hell no.
No, but I mean, the guy's really nice. But I don't work for a small company, let's say. And when the IT manager calls you and say, do this, it usually means something bad is going on. You don't want bad things going on for a company of the size of which I'm working for, let's say.
Yeah.
It's not Microsoft. It's not Microsoft. I'm not Indian enough. Never mind. Never mind. Let's end on this.
Demonetized.
Sir, what do you say that, sir? Very demonetized.
And with that, the azot that has been gained from this stream has been lost. I've been the Big Tanky, and it's been really good to be here.
And the AI is about to ban your channel.
And it's been really bad on YouTube, so I don't know what's going to happen. I don't have any secondary channels or anything like that, so I'm safe on that. But I mean, I count my blessings for every week I'm with you guys. So I will see everybody later.
Can this page be improved? Aiden Pride. Why is that page needing improvement? Because that should be one of the original clan pages.
Welcome to Sarna.